give me some time to think about that. What are the most important things in Erasmus? Okay, what's the most important criteria of choosing Erasmus? First of all, it has to go well with your major. I mean, let's get down to scientific minds. We are scientific minds. It's in our head. So when you choose Erasmus, you have to choose according to your major. What do you want to be? What you see there is very important. If you're an art historian, for example, Italy is a perfect choice because art is all around. If you're like an engineer, you should go to Eastern European countries because, hell, there are some good minds there. Engineering, we're the best builders after Germans. Well, no, Germans are not really good builders. They always had the brain coming from the East, yeah, you know. And depends if you're like a solemn personality, just want to hide away in the mountains, don't want to speak to anybody. Well, you probably don't want to go to Erasmus then, but still, Scandinavia, perfect. If you want to speak with all the people around, you're not bothered by strangers calling you on the street and just talking to you, well, Sicilia. Where else? So you have to decide if you want to see friendly people or if you want to see cold people. You can decide if you want to have good food or you want to eat with the Belgians, who obviously don't make good food but have good beer. I mean, Europe is a big fucking place and there is some good stuff everywhere, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't there?
So, Andras, you've recently been to Romania.
Yes.
To Bucharest, more
that's
precisely.
True. Yes, I've been to the capital.
And thinking of your recent experience, would you recommend Romania as an Erasmus place for anyone?
Yes, definitely. But I don't know, for people who can see behind the beautiful shining things and can enjoy just the spirit of the whole place, just that moving city with all of its people who tended to be really friendly and really nice most of the time. Well, probably, yeah. And well, there is some good nightlife in Bucharest for sure. So if nightlife is important for you, then it's Bucharest. I'm sure about that.
What about prices?
Cheap like hell.
Yes.
Is hell supposed to be cheap? Oh, it's cheap. It's cheap, like packet of cigarettes for 180 euros. What's that? Nothing. Smoker's paradise.
Thank you very much.
You had to know German before. If you wanted to go to France, you had to know French before. But if you wanted to go to Italy and study Italian, only English was okay, and I knew only English, so Italy was perfect, and the second reason was the weather.
Quali sono I criteri che utilizzerei per scegliere una meta in Europa? Vabbè, la diversità, un luogo che sia sostanzialmente diverso da quello che vivo quotidianamente. Dove devo guardare? Qua? O vuoi che guardi nella...
Non so per te.
No, comunque luoghi che sostanzialmente non siano gli stessi che vivo quotidianamente senza badarci, che do per scontato.
Se devi studiare 6 mesi, diciamo, in un posto, quale altri criteri devi scegliere? Non so per te.
La lingua, come dire, l'utilità a livello professionale della lingua. Oppure, sostanzialmente non credo ci siano posti nel mondo che non valgano la pena di essere visitati. Quindi uno qualunque, insomma, l'importante è visitare. Sì.
Grazie.
So Romania is good for doing Erasmus because it's incredibly cheap. Very cheap. And Erasmus lifestyle wants cheap. Cheap drinks, cheap food, cheap taxi, cheap bus, cheap anything. Pretty cheap trains. You can travel a lot. You can see crazy things that you did not imagine that could be seen ever in your life. You will either love it or hate it. I have to say that to begin with. Some people, I've known Americans, Germans, French people that moved into Romania because they loved it. And I know some that cry when they cross the border.
Not because they're too happy.
No. So that happens. And you have to be prepared for everything because we're not.
Okay.
So that's it.
Do you know a lot of people doing Erasmus in Cluj?
No, actually I used to know one person doing Erasmus at my college, which is art history. She was from France, I think.
Anyone to make Erasmus in Romania, and if yes, why?
No.
And if yes,
Yeah, why not? You know.
what's cool about Eastern Europe? Let's rephrase.
It's Yeah, that's why. That's cool.
Yeah. What else?
I would say it's kind of exotic for people from Western Europe. Oh dear, I'm good.
Oh no,
It's kind of exotic for people from Western Europe, and it is. It's cheap. I should not be happy. Do you remember that?
people are nice. People are nice.
People are very nice. That's true, and friendly. And I've been told by other very nice Romanian people that the parties there are good.
Come to do Erasmus. People from the Western countries should also come to do Erasmus in Eastern Europe, or for example in Hungary or in Romania.
For an Eastern, for a person from Western European country, it can be very interesting to know our part of Europe because it's very different. But also the food is very different from the Western countries, because maybe it's more heavy and more gravy and with more spicy, and we have very different ingredients. For example, the sour cream, which is which I like very much, but there isn't any in the Western European countries.
Yes, we have that in Germany.
Except Germany.
From my university, if for example you wanted to go to Germany.
Also ask the question before to start.
Yes. So, what's your name? Where are you from? And what is most important for you in Erasmus?
So I'm Miriam, I'm from Switzerland, French part, I insist. And for me the most important criteria were to be in an international place, to get to know people from every kind of different countries, and also to be around art. For me it was a criteria. And yeah, not such a big city, because it's easier to get to know people.
Okay. And would you ever consider Eastern Europe, or more precisely Romania, as a good place for Erasmus?
Yeah, definitely, because I don't really know the Eastern countries, so it will be interesting to go in a country which is completely part of Europe and so close, but so different for me. So it will be interesting to get to know this country, and I think to be more like, for me here Italy is not so different, also it's very different. I think if to go to Romania will be a very good experience.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Ciao, mi chiamo Łukasz, sono polacco. Se tu vuoi scegliere un paese dove vuoi fare Erasmus, la cosa importante sono i tuoi interessi, perché io per esempio ho scelto Italia perché dovevo rispondermi a una domanda che mi interessa, e questa è una cosa importante. Che ti interessa? Allora se ti interessa un paese, anche se è un po' strano, anche se non è molto conosciuto nel mondo, allora tu puoi fare Erasmus anche in questo paese. Allora se parliamo in Romania, della Romania, se è un paese diciamo non è così conosciuto come Francia o Italia o Spagna, ma anche tu puoi scegliere questo paese, perché come io sono polacco, se tu vuoi venire da me, anche è un posto interessantissimo, come penso anche in Romania, perché non sono mai stato, ma questo dipende da te. Se tu scegli un paese dipende dai tuoi interessi, perché la lingua esprime la cultura e sempre esprime l'anima degli uomini che vivono nel proprio paese.
Grazie.